we've learned anything in the past 48 hours, it's that the Democrats have not yet found a cure to Trump derangement syndrome, and their party is still in complete disarray. If you listen to their line of questioning, they are not interested in solutions to the problems that the American people are facing. They are not interested in the qualifications of these highly qualified nominees that President Trump has put before them. No, they're still asking about January 6th and the 2020 election results. And when they ask those questions, they're not even interested in the answer from these nominees. They just roll over them. Pete Hegseth knocked it out of the park yesterday. Pam Bondi, Senator Rubio, Ratcliffe, they were all fantastic today. And we expect that all of these nominees need to be swiftly confirmed. Senate Republicans are on board, and even some Democrats, too. I think you will see, Jesse, will come out of the woodwork and support these highly qualified and brilliant picks by President Trump.
Good.
That was great. She is honestly 100% right. I think Karoline Leavitt, Trump new press secretary, is 100% right about this. She is telling the truth and is a great pick for the role. Let's hear what she has to say.
It would take someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently
stop this interview if you're going to keep attacking my colleagues.
Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome.
This CNN reporter, this CNN host is basically cutting her guest off. This is completely rude and completely out of line, if you ask me.
And the American people should expect that President Trump is going to deliver on many of the promises that he made to them within the first 24 hours of his taking back the Oval Office. Our policy team has been working diligently on putting these orders together for him so we can immediately shut down the southern border, reinvigorate our energy industry, reverse many of the disastrous Biden administration executive orders that Joe Biden signed on day one 4 years ago, which have led to the increased cost of living and inflation in this great country. So there's a lot for us to message. It's a big responsibility. We don't want the details to be lost on the American people, because every single one of these executive actions that President Trump is taking are monumental, and they are truly going to transform the way that this government here in Washington, D.C. works, how the bureaucracy works, and how it's been ripping off American taxpayers.
So here are the...
That's amazing. I think she's an amazing speak for Trump press secretary. She is doing a great job, honestly, in all of these interviews, even on the CNN one.
The American people can expect that President Trump and his administration are going to deliver on the promises that he made to the American people on the campaign trail. And one of many of those promises is launching the largest mass deportation operation in American history. The Biden administration has allowed an unsustainable wave of illegal immigrant criminals into our country. We have seen them migrate into every community in every state across this country. Every state is now a border state. This is unsustainable. And anyone who breaks our nation's laws has to be removed from this country. We must be a nation of law and order. And don't just take it from me. The American people are on President Trump's side when it comes to this promise. According to a new New York Times poll that was released this morning, 68% of Americans support sending illegal immigrants home, and 83% of Americans support deporting illegal immigrants, especially those who have committed crimes in this country. So President Trump has the support of the American people on his side, and he is going to deliver on this very important promise to secure our nation's borders and deport illegal migrant criminals.
Honestly, that was great to hear. I think allowing millions of illegal immigrants into your country is a terrible thing. And if you can deport them all, then it's probably the best thing to do, honestly.
Caroline?
Well, I would never comment on specific law enforcement operations, but what I will tell you is that the American people can expect that President Trump and his administration are going to deliver on the promises that he made to the American people on the campaign trail. And one of many of those promises is launching the largest mass deportation operation in American history.
The largest mass deportation in American history. I think we are going to see if that's going to be possible, because you are going to have to deport millions of illegals every year. Trump only has 4 years. Keep that in mind.
I wear the $6 million smear campaign from the swamp as a badge of honor.
As President Trump said, if they're attacking you, it's because you're over the target and you're winning. We are winning this campaign, and their desperate smears will not work. Voters in New Hampshire are smart, and they understand when they're attacking you, it means that they fear you. And I am so proud to be the target of the establishment because I'm standing up for the people, and that's why we're going to win tomorrow.
She is amazing. She is beautiful and strong and smiling and willing to do her job great. She has amazing skill as a press secretary. I think Trump could not have picked anyone better, honestly.
I can't confirm nor deny that particular call at this time, Stu. It's breaking news, and I just am joining your show as it's breaking right now. What I can tell you, though, is that President Trump has received many calls from foreign leaders since winning the election on November 5th. They are dialing his number. They are flying to Mar-a-Lago because they know that President Trump is going to put the interests of the American people first in just a few days when he returns to the Oval Office.
That sounds great, honestly. Donald Trump is not even president yet, and yet the world is already seeing him as the great leader that he is.
Republicans spent a lot of money to take you down. Yeah. Didn't happen. How do you now unite this party around you come the next 8 weeks?
Well, look, the voters of the 1st District made their choice clear. We won by a pretty big margin tonight. Voters made their choice. They wanted a homegrown America First conservative going up against Chris Pappas this fall. And I expect all Republicans across this state, across this country, to join behind the people of the New Hampshire's 1st District and help them get rid of our far left Democrat opponent, Chris Pappas. Kicking him out is key to taking back the House and getting rid of Nancy Pelosi once and for all. And we must be joined together in that effort because these Democrats, as I said in my speech tonight, are driving our country into socialism purposefully and rapidly. And we have to put a stop to it in January 2023.
That sounds great. That sounds great, honestly. That was a great interview. People wanted change, ultimately. They did not want the same 4 years of Kamala Harris and Biden. Again, they wanted change. They wanted a better economy. The crisis border solved, the border crisis solved, and wars all over the world stopped.
And we really are witnessing President Trump build the greatest political movement in history. The GOP is no longer a political party. It is a movement, a pro-America movement with Americans of all demographics. We saw President Trump win the election on November 5th with a resounding mandate. He picked up support from historically Democrat demographics across the board, and 70 million forgotten men and women in this country made their vote and made their voices heard. And that gave the courage of the billionaires in Silicon Valley and on Wall Street to finally express their open and public support for President Trump. And as President Trump has said, everybody wants to be his friend right now, and he's okay with that. He is building a team of people from Wall Street to Main Street who want to make this country great again and help him deliver on the promises that he made to the American people on the campaign trail. Common sense solutions to fix the problems in their lives. Cutting taxes, ending inflation, securing the southern border, deporting illegal criminals, rapists, and murderers from our American communities, and using peace through strength to end the wars and the chaos that we've seen the Harris-Biden administration cause abroad. It's truly a unifying message. And as President Trump has repeatedly stated, this country will be unified through success. And success is Donald Trump's #1 goal.
That sounds great, honestly. This is all I want to hear. This is all I want to see. Hopefully Donald Trump will be able to do great things. We will have to see if he can keep his promises that he made during his campaign. Hopefully he can, and he will.
What you just heard from is a desperate and failing and pathetic campaign who knows that they are losing. Joe Biden's sending his campaign outside of this criminal courthouse. It is a full-blown concession that this trial is a witch hunt that comes from the top, comes from Joe Biden, and he is using a far-left district attorney in this city, Alvin Bragg. This case would have been laughed out of any other courtroom in America. Legal scholars on both sides of the aisle, even liberal legal scholars, agree there is no crime, there is no case, but Joe Biden knew he could use Alvin Bragg, who is sitting in that courthouse today, wasting away the tax dollars of the hardworking people of this city to go after Joe Biden's political opposition. And the man overseeing this case is a corrupt and highly partisan and crooked judge. who is highly conflicted for reasons that President Trump can't even talk about because this judge imposed an unconstitutional gag order on the former president of the United States and the leading frontrunner in this election. This is a disgrace. President Trump has been locked up in that courtroom for 6 weeks. But guess what? The American people see through this witch hunt and this scam. And that's why President Trump continues to rise in the polls. That's why he pulls a crowd of more than 25,000 in the deep blue Bronx. That's why he pulls a crowd of more than 100,000 in deep blue New Jersey. Everywhere he goes, everyday Americans, not elitist, out-of-touch Hollywood actors like Robert De Niro, who have no idea the real problems that people in this city and across this country are facing. President Trump is backed by the hardworking men and women of this country, and I could not help but laugh when Joe Biden's spokesperson actually came out here and accused President Trump of being the threat to democracy. Joe Biden is the real threat to democracy. He is weaponizing our justice system. Look at all of you. This is a communist show trial. There are real problems in America, and you are all out here covering this because Joe Biden is weak, he's pathetic, he's a threat to democracy, not only with this weaponization of our justice system, but with his wide-open border invasion that is allowing a mass invasion of illegal people into this country. Terrorists, criminals, our economy is in shambles. We are heading towards World War III. Those are the issues real Americans care about. That is why President Trump is going to win this election, and ultimately he will be vindicated of this sham crooked trial because he has the truth on his side and he is an innocent man.
Wow. Amen. Preach. This was beautiful. This was amazing speech by Karoline Leavitt. She did a great job answering the question of the press on the Trump hush money trial. Ultimately, people wanted change. Ultimately, people wanted Trump back in the White House to fix all of the mistakes that Biden and Kamala Harris made over the last 4 years. We will see if that's actually happening, but let's hear one more thing.
Reading and researching and utilizing the brilliant minds we have coming into this cabinet, sitting down with Scott Bessent this week, Senator Kelly Loeffler to talk about SBA, just being a sponge for their wisdom to understand all of the issues. We have a lot of problems as a country, and President Trump is going to take strong action.
You have Haley and you have Dana here that
I do,
you can always
and they've given me phenomenal advice.
I'm sure you don't need advice from us, but I remember...
Let's hear it, Brian.
But Tony Snow, before he went to the White House, I got this radio show, and I remember he said to me, I go, what was your prerequisite? Why did you decide to do it? He said, because the president told me, George W. Bush, I could be in the meetings because I didn't want it relayed to me what was happening.
Right.
I had to be there. Do you have that type of guarantee?
Absolutely. Yes. I have a direct relationship with President Trump. I can call him. He will answer. I've been working for him now for a couple of years. So he's a great boss to work for. And when you ask him a question, he tells you the truth.
This is going to be such a change of pace from the last 4 years because when the people in the briefing room ask actual questions, they get something read out of a binder and it is not sometimes accurate and sometimes it's just flat out lie.
Yeah, absolutely. There's certainly been a lack of transparency over the past 4 years. If you talk to reporters off the record, they will tell you they are excited that President Trump will be back in the Oval Office because they know how much access they had to him and his press secretaries in his first term.
Well, it's not
amazing. I think these two are gonna do great things. Donald Trump and Karoline Leavitt. She will work from Donald Trump over the next 4 years, and the world already knows that Trump is back and people are happy for it. This young lady is so smart, she will do a great job. Yeah, I agree. Karoline is such a wonderful step from what we have suffered for the past 4 years. Yes, I like her. Karoline is going to do a great job. I agree. We will see. Do you like Karoline Leavitt? Do you think she's going to do a great job in the White House by the side of Donald Trump? I think she's a great pick for press secretary, honestly. She is speaking out the truth and exposing the leftist agenda, the woke leftist agenda that wants to destroy America. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here as always, and click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye bye for now.